So, I have just taken delivery of my laser cutting order, which is always very exciting because up until this point, everything's just been digital and flat. And so there's something about this process that feels kind of magical, that you just suddenly get something that you sent off over the internet and it arrives, and you can see the physical form and the materiality of what you've made. So I've had a sneak peek already because I can't help myself, but I figured probably makes sense to do a tiny little bit of a unboxing so you can sort of see how the material comes in its raw form. So we have vertical sundial. Very pleased how this has come out. Particularly as all the small little details have been cut really nicely, and that can sometimes be a bit of an issue if you're going really fine. On the back you can see some of the charring from the laser, but that's just part of the process. This will all get sanded down and then buffed up and polished, so it will be beautiful and can go outside. And alongside that we also have a gnomon, which again I'm really pleased with. So all being well, this should slot into there. Yeah, that'll do it with a bit of encouragement. And also I'm going to use lots of other materials as bolts, mainly brass actually, because I really like that contrast between the stainless steel and the brass. So that's that one, very pleased with that. Then we of course have the horizontal sundial. Again, detail's been cut really nicely. I think it's going to have a concrete post down the middle. And we also, of course, the gnomon. And it's amazing, really. It's a really simple structure. And what's been nice about this is just, having essentially two pieces of metal put together, is that it's allowed me to be a bit more elaborate in the drawing and the cutting. So it's shifted the work on a bit, and I'm quite pleased with that. And speaking of which, I've also then got all the sort of copies of the rims. You'll see that this will go down below, and it will allow this sort of flat dimension to become a bit more three-dimensional. So there'll be various sort of bits coming off this. And again, I'll use sort of neat little brass bolts and things like that, which I've got a nice big store of. And so lastly, what we have are these sort of accidental bits, which just came from playing with the drawings. And I really like it when this happens because it just keeps the work feeling a bit fresh, and it keeps outcomes kind of unexpected. So we've got 3 of these, and these will be sort of stacked out this way and then stacked on top. So we'll have one like that, and then a final one on top. So what's nice about having this now, whilst I've only just started doing the wood, is that I can start to develop the 2 sides of the sculpture, the wood and the other materials, potentially concrete, in tandem. And I think that just kind of creates a more of an organic sculpture that comes together as the materials of each can kind of influence each other. So now I've got that, I can start unwrapping, finishing, doing the wood, and just keep this little sundial going. But as I say, now I've basically got all the pieces apart from the cast elements. So I can really get a sense of how this might end up as a final sculpture.